I used to compulsively apologize. Sometimes people ask me what is my inspiration for videos. Hard to really say, but this one is literally inspired by watching this video from some other guy. He was explaining, this is actually the same concept. He was explaining how he was hanging out with some chick that has the same thing he has, and how she explained to him that you never have to apologize for your existence and that he is welcome in that area. Now, the reason why I used to apologize so much is because actually, I don't generally remember why, but I do remember sorry was always the nice thing to say. And when you felt bad for somebody or you wanted to empathize with somebody, sorry is the thing to say. Now, regardless if you did anything wrong or not. And also, a whole entire trope of apologizing, even whether you did anything wrong or not, you still need to apologize. Why? Because you do. Why? Because it sounds good. Why? Because. So, I can't remember who helped break. Actually, no, I do remember. I don't have a good relationship with her anymore. But um, I remembered it took me forever, and it was the time. I'm trying to think of what the fuck was going on when she helped me break from my apology spell. I don't know. I just remember her just being like hyper responsive towards things, like overly stimulated by the community, easily yells and just gets dysregulated. So like, how I thought of her is she was like the me that could freely express, but never had to take accountability for any of their actions. And I say it like that because she would have, or at least in my personal opinion, without having any professional degrees or backgrounds or anything like that, she would have episodes that could span anywhere between 5 minutes long to a couple hours long. And what I realized in the way, like this really doesn't have to do anything with the way that she taught me not to apologize so much, but it does kind of go into breakdown why I think she and I are so similar. It's just she's able to express it more than I am because I put it in my head is she's Caucasian, she's a female, and she actually has a community that's going to give a shit about her. I'm not Caucasian, I'm not a female, and my community is, I'm an add-on in everybody's life because I'm an orphan. So being adopted, that always plays in my head. You can get rid of me whenever the fuck you want to. Like, you can discard things that don't belong to you. It's just the things that belong to you and the things that are related to you. Now that's illegal, now that's rude. Now, even though that you legally said that you wanted to, depending on who is the one that's overseeing your jurisdiction when it comes to your mistreatment, well, that's fine. I have those too, and I don't love them as much as I would love things of mine. While other people are like, family's family. It doesn't matter if it's blood. It doesn't matter how they came to be. If you love them, that is family. So there's so many things that are circumstantial. Back to the point. So I just remembered we were going through something, and I want to say she was like having a bad, overwhelming type of day, and I'm just apologizing because that's just like my natural knee jerk reaction is to say, I'm sorry this is happening to you, I'm sorry this is going on, I'm sorry that you feel this way, I'm sorry like I did anything wrong. And 9 times out of 10, I don't really go out of my way to upset people. People just get in my way to get upset. Not necessarily like that. Sometimes I do say certain things that are upsetting, and it dawned on me like, holy shit, that is rude. Most of the times I'll say shit, and I'm just like, holy shit, why are they saying and being aggressive? Like, why are they upset at me? Like, I said something rude. But this time, like I said, what exactly did she say? I think she broke it down somewhere as like, why are you apologizing? And then I was just like, I don't know. It's just like, if you didn't do anything wrong, then why are you apologizing? And went back to the I don't know. And she's like, just stop saying sorry. And I was like, I'm sorry. And she's like, stop saying sorry. And then went back. God, that was very stressful on my end too. So we went back and forth between the stop apologizing if you had nothing to apologize for. And after a while, I started to get that ingrained into my head that like, there's always going to be more or less something to say sorry for. But as long as I don't really go out and intend to hurt others, why am I apologizing? But I've also learned to, like I said, I learned to apologize just for the sake of apologizing, just because I don't know. And then after having that kind of breakdown, I would say the rate of me apologizing has dramatically decreased due to the fact that it finally solidified into my brain that what am I apologizing for? If I generally didn't do anything to disturb you, aside from you just being you and being easily disturbed, if I didn't assault you physically and or verbally, if I didn't go on my way to go into your way, then why am I apologizing? Like, yes, accidents happen. I can always say my bad, but when it comes to listening to other people's stories, I don't necessarily need to always say I'm sorry. So, like, because you're supposed to say quotation marks. You're supposed to say I'm sorry or I give you my condolences. Like when you hear people and they talk about deaths and stuff like that. And I always kind of feel a little bit funny about that too because um, to me death is a funny topic. Like I already know I'm a very weird person, so when people die, I also question like And when people express to other people that they died, I question, when you share the stories of the deaths of people, are they always, like, what play did they play in your life? Were they a good guy? Were they a bad guy? Were they a villain? Were they someone that you always went to? Or were they just somebody that's in your life that just happened to pass away? So I know to always say, oh yeah, my grandpa died. Oh, I'm sorry for loss. Oh, my mom died. Oh, I'm sorry for loss. But also in the back of my head, I'll be like, I'm sorry for loss, and be like, I really hope they weren't like child molester, groomer, or fucking rapist. Just like, I really hope when I say I'm sorry for loss, I'm not saying I'm sorry that your abuser is dead, and I was wishing that they had more life to abuse you. I'm just saying I'm sorry for loss because that's what I was taught in the ways of how to be kind and considerate to others without being kind and considerate to others. I consider it the fake nice because to really be nice to me is to hear what I'm saying and be authentic in my thought process. But that's mean because if I don't feel the need to say, oh, that sucks, or oh, I feel bad for your, because 9 times out of 10, I don't feel compelled to say that. But I also am very aware of how things go, and there's certain lines that you have to say. I learned. In my head, I'm always thinking, what's the right answer? And it's not that I'm always trying to say the right answer, but if it sounds perfect, then I'm shooting for the right answer. If it sounds weird and off the wall, I'm probably saying what I really want to say. That's the easiest way I can explain it. Because literally, I shit you not, no matter what anybody says, I will die on this damn hill. There's a right answer and there's a wrong answer. You're going to find the fuck out one way or another. Regardless if you give an answer or you don't give an answer, you are going to give an answer. And you will figure out the right answer or the wrong answer by the way that they interact with you after you answer the question that they have given to you. Now, I don't know what the right answer is. I don't know what the wrong answer is. I can't always guarantee what the outcome is going to be if you give the right answer or the wrong answer. But how I think it is in my head is if you give the right answer, then things are going to be easy, things are going to be smooth, things are going to go how they're supposed to. So like, whatever the fuck that means. And if you give the wrong answers, things are going to be bumpy, things are going to be hard, things are going to be tense. And it's just like, what did I do wrong? I just answered the question. You answered the question incorrectly. So therefore, switch your answer. Or be like, I was kidding. Or just stand 10 toes down, 10 toes down, just be like, hey, you asked me a question. Now I answered it in my honesty. Now, if you have some other if you have some other thoughts upon it, please do share it. But my belief is my belief. Your belief is your belief. And I'm not part of your team, but it doesn't mean I have to be against you. We can stand on opposing sides and still be friends. Can we? Can't we? I'm just confused. I believe I can stand aside from somebody, across from somebody, and still be friends with them. But you're not me. I'm not you. So, are we going to move forward or are we going to move apart? Either way, I'm not as sorry as I used to be. I don't apologize nowhere nearly as much as I used to, and I figure if I didn't directly cause any issues, you ain't hearing shit from me, especially an apology. What am I apologizing for? Nigga, I didn't ask to exist. Some motherfuckers fucked with my condom. I don't know if it was rape. I don't know if it was consent. I don't know if it was one night stand. I don't know if it was some fucking drink. I don't know what exactly transpired to end up having. But I'm here now, so deal with it. I didn't hurt you. Unless I did it verbally, then I didn't mean for you to get offended, but you chose to. So change your thoughts, change your opinions, or just change who you listen to. Because you didn't have to get offended by what I said. It's not like I hit you. I didn't say, oh, pff. Hey, you didn't have to feel pain because I punched you. That's different. I said something. You didn't have to connect to it. You didn't have to listen to it. You didn't have to resonate. If I hit you, then clearly you gotta feel some type of way and probably hit me back, call the cops, whatever the fuck you gotta do to make it feel better for you. But how I think, at least, verbally, I can disconnect from it. Physically, you can't disconnect from physicality as you disassociate then just like letting your body be there and then essentially you're punching back. But in my mind, in my world, it is easier to disconnect from somebody verbally than it is from physically. Like if I'm in a verbal altercation with somebody, I can walk the other way. If you're in a fight, you're not walking the, okay, let me rephrase it, because they're still both fights, just different ways. If you're in a physical altercation, to walk away is more or less just asking them to shoot you in the back. And honorable people aren't, but you forget. So let me remind you, not every motherfucker that fights you is honorable. Not everybody battles you is honorable. Not everybody gives a fuck like you do. Not everybody fights like you. Not everybody thinks like you. Not everybody gives a shit like you do. So therefore, some people are always going for the throat, regardless if it's verbally or physically. So turning your back might be the dumbest thing you do. In verbal arguments, you can shut the fuck up. They might continue going, but they're going to look stupid and foolish. So therefore, that's going to make them look worse. But in a physical fight, you put your hands down, now you might be dead. So I'd say at least if you're going to get into altercations, if it's verbal, walk the other way. If it's physical, sprint the other way. Fight harder, fight more ruthless. I don't know shit about fighting, but if I had to give you tips, go for the soft spots. 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 Go for the soft. Go for the soft spots. In real life, unsanctioned fights, there's no such thing as rules. It's always a no holds barred match. So therefore, go for whatever is going to end it quickly and keep you alive and less damage. Which is why I am well aware that trained fighters don't fight outside of the rings too often, because they know all too much dangers and how much it takes to recover compared to people that just want to, oh yeah, let's fight. I think it's fire. But I just seem to only fight with myself. Either way, thank you. And no, I'm not sorry. What the fuck do I gotta apologize for? I didn't do shit.